What's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and today doing a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon deck profile. So I'm really excited to do this one for you guys because this deck is an extremely powerful deck that can easily OTK your opponent using all of your awesome Galaxy Eyes monsters. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell there so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards. So without further ado, let's go and get straight on into this. So first off, we're playing 2 copies of Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon is a great 2-of combo piece in the deck, but I feel like 2 copies is really all you need in this build. This card is an amazing iconic card and an awesome card to be able to use as an XZ material for our insanely powerful C62 so we can OTK. We then play a single copy of Galaxy Eyes Afterglow Dragon. Afterglow Dragon is definitely a 1-of in the build and has a great effect that if you control a Galaxy Eyes monster, you can special summon this card from your hand in defense position. And if this card is detached from an XZ monster to activate that monster's effect, you can actually take a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon from your hand or deck and either special summon it or attach it to an XZ monster that you control as a material, which is a crazy powerful effect to be able to use with your copy of C62 so we can OTK, especially with this card's other effects that then after you activate the previous effect, if you activated this effect during the battle phase, you double the attack of all number XZ monsters that you control, making it super easy to go in for game and OTK your opponent. We then play a single copy of Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Primal Dragon. This card is really good as a 1-of in the build because this card has the ability that if a Dragon XZ monster declares an attack, you can actually attach this card on the field as a material to that monster, and it also has the ability that if a Dragon XZ monster is on the field, quick effect, you can actually special summon this card from your hand to either player's field, and if it's normal or special summon, the owner of this card gets to add a Tachyon spell or trap from their deck to their hand, which is a great effect to be able to use because you have some really good targets to be able to add off of Primal Dragon. We then play a single copy of Photon Emperor. Photon Emperor is great as a 1-of in the build and just a really cool card overall, as if this card is sent to the graveyard except from the field while another Photon or Galaxy monster is on the field or in your graveyard, you can special summon this card in defense position, and also this card gives you an additional normal summon of a light monster during your main phase, which is a great effect. We then play 3 copies of Galaxy Soldier. Galaxy Soldier is definitely a 3-of in the build because this card helps us search out the exact cards that we need, as you can actually send one other light monster from your hand to the graveyard to special summon this card in the hand in defense position, and when this card is special summoned, you actually get to add a Galaxy monster from your deck to your hand, grabbing the exact cards that we need. We then play 3 copies of Photon Delta Wing. Delta Wing is definitely a 3-of in the build and such a powerful card to be able to use, as this card has the effect that when this card is normal summoned, you can actually special summon another copy of this card from your hand or deck in defense position, which is a great effect to get you 2 level 4s onto your side of the field by just normal summoning this card out. This card also has the ability that also you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except for light monsters, and also your opponent cannot declare an attack while you control another copy of this card, which is a pretty cool effect to be able to use. We then play 3 copies of Galaxy Wizard. Galaxy Wizard is definitely a 3-of and such a powerful card to be able to summon because once per turn you can actually increase this card's level by 4 until the end phase, making this card a level 8, which is such a powerful effect. Also, you can trade this card to add a Galaxy card from your deck to your hand, except another copy of this card, which is a great effect to actually grab the exact card that we need, especially since our copy of Photon Emperor is already going to give us a normal summon, which is great about this card. We then play 3 copies of Photon Orbital. Photon Orbital is great as a 3-of in the build because this card helps us search out the exact cards that we need. As during the main phase, you can actually target a Photon or Galaxy monster control and equip this monster from your hand to that monster, and it gives it 500 attack points. And you can also send this equipped card to the graveyard to add a Photon or Galaxy monster from your deck to your hand, which is a great effect to instantly grab the exact card that you need. We then make a single copy of Photon Vanisher. Vanisher is great as a one-of in the build because this card is basically a free special summon that basically, if you control a copy of a monster on your side of the field, it's a Photon or a Galaxy monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if it's a special summon, you actually get to add a Galaxy-ized Photon Dragon from your deck to your hand, which is a great effect to instantly grab the exact card that you need. We only see a copy of Galaxy Summoner. Galaxy Summoner is great as a normal summon in the build, just to get us an additional monster on the field, as if it's normal or special summon, you actually get to target a Photon or Galaxy monster in the graveyard, and you get to special summon in defense position, and also you can target one other light monster you control, and its level becomes 4 until the end of the turn, letting you level manipulate your cards to get 2 level 4s on your side of the field, which will be this and whenever you bring back to your side of the field, so you can go in for some awesome XZ plays. We then have a single copy of Photon Jumper. Jumper is great in the deck as a one-of, but I feel like now you only need a single copy of this card. It's a great card in the build because it has a great ability that if this card is sent to the graveyard, you get to add a Photon or Galaxy spell or trap from your deck to your hand, but I feel like one copy is really all you need. We then play 3 copies of Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom's definitely a 3-of in the build to basically just stop the opponent from touching the deck. We then play 3 copies of Ghost Ogre. Ghost Ogre is great in this build to be able to use. Basically just pop cards on the field, and it's such a powerful hand trap in this deck. So, that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to start with a single copy of Photon Sanctuary. Photon Sanctuary is great as a 1-of in the build to give us 2 tokens on our side of the field. They have 2000 attack and also level 4, so we can link them away to go in for Soul Flare Dragon. We play a single copy of Galaxy Expedition. Galaxy Expedition is really good in the deck as a 1-of, just to help us special summon a monster to our side of the field. With the awesome ability, if you control a level 5 or higher Photon or Galaxy monster, you can special summon a level 5 or higher Photon or Galaxy monster from the deck in face-up defense position, instantly giving you an additional monster on your side of the field. We play a single copy of Galaxy Trance. Trance is great as a 1-of in the build and just an awesome combo piece in the deck to be able to use because this card helps us get some awesome XZ plays on the field because you can actually pay 2000 life points, target a Photon monster in the graveyard, special summon both it and a Galaxy monster from the deck with the same level, both in defense position, and if you do, each monster's attack becomes 2000. Also, their effects are negated, and you can only activate one of this card per turn, but the downside of this card is you cannot normal or special summon monsters during the turn you activate this card, except Photon or Galaxy monster, which is the only downside to this card. It does lock you into Photon or Galaxy cards. We play a single copy of Numbers Last Hope. Numbers Last Hope is great as a 1-of in the build to be able to use because this card helps us get an XZ monster out on our side of the field. With the ability, this card is always treated as a Galaxy-ized card and lets you pay half your life points and target 2 monsters in the graveyard and special summon both, but negate their effects. And immediately for results, you get to XZ summon a number XZ monster using those 2 monsters. Also, the rest turn. After this card resolves, you can only special summon 1 more time from the extract, which is the only downside of this card, but this card is meant to be the last card that you activate, so you can basically OTK your opponent, which is such a powerful effect. We then play 3 copies of 7th Tachyon. 7th Tachyon is crazy powerful in this build because it basically makes so you can search anything you want in the deck. Because we do play a copy of number 107 and number 104 to be able to use in this build, so we can search out anything that we need directly from our deck to our hand to go in for game. But this card is absolutely amazing. We then play 3 copies of Galaxy 100. Galaxy 100 is really good as a 3-of in the build because this card has the ability to basically be a Foolish Burial. And when it's activated, you can send a Photon or Galaxy card from the deck to the graveyard, which is a great effect to help you send your copy of Emperor or Jumper to the graveyard. And also, this card has the effect that if a Galaxy-ized Photon Dragon is special summoned to your field, you can actually look at your opponent's extract and apply one of these effects to banish a monster from it, or to special summon a number monster from it to your field, which is a crazy powerful effect, especially with cards like 7th Tachyon running around to basically turn off 7th Tachyon against your opponent if they're only playing one target, which is actually really insane to be able to do. And this card comes up a lot where you'll actually special summon Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon and really mess up your opponent's plays. So that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. So for the traps, we're going to start off with a single copy of Tachyon Transmigration. Tachyon Transmigration is searchable off of Primal, which is great to be able to do, as this card is one of the most broken counter traps ever printed. With the ability, if you control a Galaxy Eyes monster, negate the activation of your opponent's spell and trap cards and monster effects activated before this card in this chain, and also if you do, shuffle the negated cards from the field into the deck. And if you control a copy of Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon, you can actually activate this card directly from your hand, which is a crazy powerful effect. You'll use this card as a hand trap. We then play 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Infinite Impermanence is a great hand trap to be able to play in the deck to basically just stop your opponent's monster effects and also lock down entire columns of spells and traps. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to start with a single copy of Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon. This card is an amazing 1-of in the build to be able to use their copy of 7th Tachyon or Transmigration, which is great to be able to do, but this card is an awesome 1-of in the build. And then I see a copy of number 62. Number 62 is great to be able to play as a 1-of in the build, so we can basically use this card as a stepping stone to make its Chaos version in the form of number C62 Neo Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon. This card is insane to be able to OTK the opponent and is basically our combo piece to go in for game with a crazy power effect that you can actually XZ summon this card using a copy of number 62 Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon with the ability that you can actually transfer all those materials to this card, and at the start of the battle phase you can actually detach a material from this card, and this card can make up to 3 attacks on monsters during the battle phase, which is a really powerful ability. And if this card has a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon as material, it gains the ability that is unaffected by your opponent's monster effects and also gains attack equal to the combined levels of the ranks of the attached monsters materials times 100, which is a really cool ability. This card basically gains the level and ranks of the monsters that are attached to this card times 100, so you can go in for game because this card is going to be absolutely massive when you swing in. And let's see a copy of Cypher X Dragon. Cypher X Dragon is a really cool combo piece in the deck, and it's just an awesome card overall in this deck. And let's see a copy of Cypher Blade Dragon. Cypher Blade Dragon can be made on top of any of your other Galaxy Eyes Rank 8 XZ monsters, and has a great ability to help you detach a material from this card, target a card on the field, and destroy it. And let's see a copy of Full Armor Photon. Full Armor Photon is really good as a 1-of in the build because you can also XZ summon this card on top of any of your Galaxy Eyes XZ monsters, and you can actually detach a material in this card, target a face of card your opponent controls, and destroy it, giving you the ability to pop cards on the field. And let's see a copy of Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon. Cypher Dragon is great because this card can actually take control of one of your opponent's monsters, because once per turn, you can detach an XZ material from this card, target a face-up monster your opponent controls, and also you can just take control of that monster, which is such a powerful ability to be able to use. And let's see a copy of number 38. Number 38 is a really good spell negate in this deck, and a really cool card overall in the build. And let's see a copy of Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord. Photon Lord is a great monster negate in this build and such a powerful card to be able to end on if you're going first. And let's see a copy of Divine Golden Shadow Dragon. This card is an awesome card to be able to make first in this build, and one of the crazy cards that we actually got in a maze recently. With the ability, if this card is special summon from the extract, you can actually add a Galaxy or a Tachyon card from your deck to your hand, which is why I just play a single copy of Primal, because you can actually search Primal off this card to fact, and also you can detach 2 materials from this card, to special summon from your extract one rank 8 Dragon XZ monster with 3,000 attack points using this card that you control as a material, and you treat it as an XZ summon, transferring its materials to that new monster, and then you can actually attach a Galaxy monster from your extract to that monster, which is a pretty cool ability to be able to use so that you can get out the exact XZ monster that you want. And there's 2 copies of Galaxy Photon Dragon. Galaxy Photon Dragon is really good as a 2-of in the build because it makes it so other light monsters that you control gain 500 attack points, and also you can actually detach a material from this card to either add a Photon or Galaxy card from your deck to your hand or send it to the graveyard. And a great effect to be able to use with your copy of Galaxy Soldier in this build is if a light monster is special summoned to your field, you can actually target one of those monsters and its level becomes 4 or 8 into the end phase of the turn. So you can really easily turn your copy of Galaxy Soldier into a 4 or an 8 in this build, as we aren't playing Nova and Infinity in this deck, so we're now playing 107 and 104. Speaking of 104, we are playing a single copy of 104, so we can basically use this card to be able to reveal with your copy of your Tachyon card. So you can basically search out the exact card you need, because this card is a light rank 4, so you can grab the exact card that you need. My second copy is Starliege Photon Blast Dragon. Blast Dragon is just a really good 1-of in the build to be able to make. As if this card is XZ7, you can actually special summon a Photon monster from your hand, and while this XZ7 monster is on the field, your opponent cannot target monsters you control with 2,000 or more attack with card effects. Also, they cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects either. And once per opponent's turn, quick effect can actually detach a material in this card, target one of your Galaxy as Photon Dragons that's banished or in the graveyard, and just special summon it, which is a pretty cool effect. We then finally play a single copy of Soulflare Dragon. Soulflare Dragon is really good in the deck as a 1-of, as if it's link summon, you can actually target a Photon or Galaxy monster in the grave and add that target to your hand. And during your opponent's main phase, quick effect, you can actually discard a Photon and a Galaxy card, or just discard a copy of Galaxy as Photon Dragon, target a special monster your opponent controls, and destroy it. This card is great to be able to go into, and it's just a really awesome combo piece to end on. So you basically just use this card to pop a special summon monster. So that's it for the deck, guys. I would enjoy this deck. Is really fun to be able to play. And if you guys have never played a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon deck before, you should definitely give this deck a try. It's an extremely fun deck to be able to play, especially with all the new Tachyon cards. And it's just a really awesome deck to be able to OTK your opponent. So that's good for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell in there so you can come for notification squad. I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.